I have been collecting LEGO Star Wars since I was 5 years old. I'm heading to university this year. Now half of you will be thinking, wow, that's a really sad thing to be doing at that age. And the other half will be thinking, wow, he's so cool, I want to do deeply sexual things to him. Behold, my LEGO Star Wars collection. This isn't even half of everything I have. So let me take you along for the journey. We will begin with the good people ships. So we have ATT, this is from 2013, 2014. Missing a few pieces, but won't hold that against me. Hailfire droid, that's actually not in the right place, but I couldn't find any room for it. This is also out of place, and so is that, so I guess we'll just call this the good people section. The Rebel Troop speeder with absolutely no one in it. My prized possession here, the Ghost with the Phantom in the back. Unfortunately, this was two separate sets and not the super expensive collab one. A B-Wing, I paid for this with my own money at Legoland about 10 years ago now, which is crazy in my mind. It was only yesterday. Here is my pride and joy number 2, the 2013 Republic gunship. This is one of the best things that ever happened to me in my entire life. It was £130 new. Now I can't even imagine what it is. An A-Wing that has been horrendously sun damaged, and it's all ugly now, but you know, I'm never gonna sell it, so it's all right. Snowspeeder from 1999. That's one of my oldest sets there. Up here we have the Force Awakens Millennium Falcon. This came out in 2015, I think. The bits fold out, which is really cool. I'm not going to spend 10 years unfolding that and putting it back in though. We have a newer R2-D2. I got this for Christmas. Very, very epic. No one says that anymore. Why have I just said that? I don't even say that. We have a Lego X YouTube play button, which I got because I'm a legend. And we have my 2 new recent purchases that both arrived today. The Republic fighter tank, which came pretty much fully built, except for the fact that it was only half built. And it only came with the original helmet of 1 clone trooper and Mace Windu and no droids, so great. And this V-Wing, which basically came complete apart from a couple of missing pieces at the back. But I think these two, I mean, I've wanted these in my collection for years and years and years, so I'm finally glad. They were like £15 each as well, which is an absolute steal. Very grateful that I managed to find them. Up here we have the bad people section, apart from the Y-Wing. We have a Rebel Y-Wing that came, I think it was part of the 2016 collection. Some old bit of this Hoth thing that's only half complete. An AT-AT from 2014, which is again absolutely incredible. Took me about 7 years to build that. And we have an AT-ST from 2016. I think it was part of Rogue One, and that's one of my favorite sets as well. Up here, I think this is the plane from Indiana Jones of all things. And there he is, there's Indiana Jones in his little car there. I have Boba Fett and Darth Vader holding hands because, well, why not, really? I'm sure there's a fan fiction about that somewhere. Other Star Wars things, we have the diorama of Luke Skywalker coming to save Grogu at the end of The Mandalorian. We have the actual Mandalorian head himself. We also have the diorama of boarding the Tantive 4 with Captain Antilles getting absolutely slammed against that wall there. What I'm about to show you is kind of what LEGO collectors consider blasphemy, which is just loads of sets completely messed up into one small... I'll just show you what I mean. Oh dear, it's not looking good. So you've got the Resistance X-Wing here, which is kind of cool. I'm thinking about replacing it with red bits, because I like the red normal X-Wing more than the Resistance one. Loads of like Resistance kind of speeders here. You then have a Corporate Alliance tank droid who's had an eye replacement. We have an AT-AP, which came out in 2014, I think, which is pretty cool. And, oh, beautiful clone turbo tank. Gosh, I love this set so much. Now this is pretty much every single figure that I have. Now, I will tell you some backstory. This has been mentioned once actually on my main channel. When we moved house, a lot of the Lego that I accumulated ended up in the garage, and I have not seen for 3 years now. So there is Lego out there in the garage. It's either been stolen by the moving people or it's in the garage, but either way I've not seen it for 3 years, and I'm getting very upset because a lot of them are quite valuable and I would like to see them again. But over there is pretty much every Lego figure that I have available to me. I've organised them by sort of timeline, I guess. You got the droids here, the body of that one, which came with the V-Wing. You've got some Resistance troopers here, and then you've got the Rebels people. This guy is worth an absolute fortune now. God knows why, because he's a purple big guy, but Mandalorian and Grogu there, got him off Facebook Marketplace of all places for what, £5, which is incredible. One of the original C-3POs here, quite old that. Old Han Solo. Harrison Ford is hot in any age. Don't. I've said it now. Then you've got some Rebel pilots, and you've got some Endor troopers, some Hoth troopers, and then some regular Rebel troopers here. This is my favourite kind of Rebel, they look so good. Now we'll move on to my clones. We've got some ARF guys there, some Kashyyyk troopers, Commander Gree there, what a legend. Commander Cody, that guy who's worth an absolute fortune now. That guy who's also worth an absolute fortune. Unfortunately, he does have the grey semicircle, so I'm not going to be a millionaire. Captain Rex there, also very valuable, and some pilots there. Got a couple of random ones like some bombers, but you've also got the Utapau ones, which are all quite valuable. You've got a lot of original ones there and a lot of old sort of 2008-ish clones. And then you've got all the ranks of clones here in the back. So I know it's a bit dark, but I can't really do anything about that. Yoda, Mace Windu, Obi-Wan Kenobi, and it sort of goes on sort of like timeline related. Now we will move on to the absolute mess of the top of my wardrobe. So we have a Naboo starfighter here on top of my wardrobe. Got some First Order stuff, some more First Order stuff, some Clone Wars stuff, which is pretty cool. Got that MTT there, which is probably quite highly valuable these days. A wizard hat, just in case you wanted one. Also the Harry Potter castle, which is kind of cool. The Skyhopper thing. Oh, and yeah, how cool is that? Some say that's one of the worst versions of the Star Destroyer. I think it's one of the best, mainly because it took me 18 hours to build it 2 separate times. Very cool. I won't go into too much detail because I'm getting a sore foot standing on the end of my bed doing this. And then a couple of last random things, like some little microfighters here that you get from like calendars. That thing, I can't remember what you call it, but I do have this. It's from the Mos Eisley Cantina set, which as soon as I built it one Christmas, just instantly fell apart when I tried to take it home with me. So that's not been seen for years. So I thought it would be nice to show my lovely collection here, because it is just literally sitting here gathering dust while it sits in the background of my YouTube videos. I thought it would be nice to give a little showcase. So if you enjoyed, please leave a comment and like and subscribe and do all that stuff that everyone asks you to do. And thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you later. All right. Do 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 do.